Hello, I welcome you all in online classes of Scope IAS Academy. I am B.S. Kushwa. Today we'll study about the number system. In number system we have so many small topics like unit digit method, remainder theorems, LCM, HCF, finding out the number of zeros at the end of the values, and many more. So first of all, before we proceed, I'll let you know about the numbers, the basic knowledge of numbers. What are the numbers? So when we talk about the numbers, the first term comes is natural number. Natural number is represented by n. And this is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to infinite. Next is what? Whole number. This is represented by W. And this is what? When zero included in natural numbers, the set of number become the whole number. 0 to infinite is the set of whole numbers. Then we comes for integers, I. Integers means what? All negative and all positive numbers. So minus infinite to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and up to positive infinite. This is what the integers. We divide the integers in two parts. The first part is what? Negative integers means all negative numbers. I minus. The second part is positive integers means positive numbers to 1 to infinite. Here, keep one thing in mind that 0 is neither included in positive nor in negative. Clear? 0 neither in positive nor in negative. So, how we include 0 in integers? Whenever question asks about the integers, then when we include the 0. If question says that non-negative integers means what? The integers which are not negative. Right? So, we'll remove the negative part of integers and remaining would be included in part. So when we remove that, the remaining part is what? 0 and the positive integers. Clear? If question says that non-positive integers means what? Remove the positive integers, the remaining part is what? 0 and the negative integers. So this is how we include 0 whenever question asks about the integers, right? If question says only positive integers, then we will not use 0. Positive integers means what? 1, 2, 3 up to infinite. Done. After that, we comes for rational numbers. What are the rational numbers? Rational numbers are the numbers which can be represented in P by Q form. So, rational numbers are rational numbers means what? Number which can be represented in P by Q form where Q is not equals to 0. Q should not be equals to 0. Q can take any value but it cannot take 0, and P and Q take any value of any integers, and P and Q both belongs to integers. No matter positive or negative. So examples: 7 by 8, 9 by 4, 22 by 7, under root 4. Now you will say, so why under root 4 is there? Because the value of under root 4 is what? 2. So we can include it. Again, 2.45 means decimal numbers are also included in rational numbers if they have finite decimal part. Means you know the ending decimals. This is what? Ending decimals. 2.45. This is the end. So this is called in rational numbers. When we talk about the non-ending decimals are also included in rational numbers, but the condition is what? The non-ending part should be repetitive. Matlab 2.3333. There is repetition of what? 3. That means we know that the last digit of this part would be 3. No matter where it will come, but it would be 3. So Decimal parts are also included in rational numbers. The conditions are what? Either it is ending decimal or non-ending repetitive. Non-ending repetitive decimal, then it is included in rational numbers. Or in other language, I will say that the number which you can think is always the rational numbers. In mathematically, most of the numbers are used in rational numbers. When we talk about the irrational numbers are just opposite of rational. That means which cannot be represented in P by Q form are called irrational numbers. This is what irrational numbers can't be represented in can't be written in P by Q form are called irrational numbers. For example, like different types of symbols which we use in mathematics: pi, alpha, beta, gamma, under root 3, under root 2, or non-ending decimal part without repetition. Now we don't know that what is the next digit in this part. So non-ending decimals part numbers are also included in irrational. Under root numbers which don't have the perfect square root, like under root 3 is what? 1 point something something. Under root 2 is what? Again 1 point something. But we will not include under root 9, under root 16, because we know the value of under root 9 is 3, the perfect value. So any number written under root but it is not a perfect square, then it is irrational. If it is a perfect square, then it is what? Rational, like in previous example we have done. Clear? This is what are irrational numbers. You need not to deal with this all. You need to deal with rational numbers mostly. Now, you must be knowing about even and odd numbers. If not, then I'll tell you about even numbers is what? Even number. Even numbers means divisible by 2. Divisible by 2 is called even numbers, or in other words, a unit digit 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. If this is the unit digit of any number, then this is called the even numbers. Odd numbers are which is not divisible by 2, or the unit digit of the number is one, 3, 5, 7 and 9. This is called the odd numbers. So for divisibility of 2, we need not to divide the full number. We just use the divisibility rule of 2, and the divisibility rule of 2 is what? Last digit of number, means the unit digit of number is divisible by 2. If it is divisible, then the full number is also divisible by 2. We'll come to know these divisibility rules when we study the divisibility rules. So this is what even numbers and odd numbers. Now we study about the prime numbers, the most important one in numbers. Prime numbers. Prime numbers are the number which has only 2 factors. Means the number, if it is divisible by only 2 divisors, then this is called the prime numbers. And these 2 divisors are also fixed. The one is 1, numerical 1, and the other is number itself. Right? Not less than 2 factors, not more than 2 factors, means number which has only 2 factors 1 is 1, second is number itself. This is called the prime numbers. For example, we can use 2 is the first prime number, and one more property with attached with 2 is the only prime number which is even. 2 is the only prime number which is even. Again, next one is 3, 5, 7, 11. Now check out for the example. 3 is divisible by 1 and 3 only. 5 is divisible by 1 and 5 only. We have not included 4 because for 4 is divisible by 1, 4 and 2 also. There is more than 2 factors. That's why 4 is not prime. So prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43 and 47. These are the prime numbers till 50. Count it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So these are 15 prime numbers till 100. So question can be asked directly that how many prime numbers are there 1 to 50? You need to know about this one. This is what? The prime numbers 1 to 50 is what? 15. Clear? Now, in this comes your homework. You need to find out the prime numbers till 100. Total number of, right? How many prime numbers are there 1 to 100? 1 to 50, you know that. You need to find out after 50 to 100 and total maze. Clear? Now we'll come to know that how we will find out that given number is prime or not. Finding out the number is prime or not. Finding out that a number is prime or not. So for example, I am taking 113 is prime or not. The basic approach is what? We try to divide this number 1 by 1, 1 by 1. If it is not divisible by any other one, if it is prime, then it is divisible by only 1. If it is prime, then it is divisible by only 1 and 113. No other factor is there. So we need to check out. We divide it by 1 by 1, 1 by 1, 1 by 1 this way. So it will take lots of time to check out whether it is divisible by any other number or not. So what we do to find out the prime number, check out the approximate square root of the given number. So square root of 113. This is square root of 113. 10 square is 100, 11 is 121. So the value is between 10 and 11, right? So what we do, we just check out that smaller one is what? 10. We need to divide given number by prime numbers till square root of that one. A square root of that one is what? 10 point something. That means was 10. Right? So we need to divide it by the square number, a prime number till 10. So how many prime numbers are there till 10? 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. 11 is what? More than 10. So we need to divide it by this one. 2. Divisibility of 2 is what? Even number. It is not even. So this is not divisible by 2. When we go out for the 3, the divisibility rule of 3 is what? The sum of the digits. 3 plus 1 plus 1. This is what? 5. 5 is not divisible by 3, then this is also cancelled. Divisibility rule of 5 is what? The last digit, means the unit digit should be either 0 or 5. There is no 0, no 5. That means this is not divisible by 5 also. When we talk about 7, when we divide it by 7, 7 1 just 7. 4 remaining, 43. Not divisible by 7. That means if this number is not divisible by any prime number, then this is prime. If it is divisible by any prime number, then this is not prime. Clear? So we can say that 113 is a prime number. 113 is a prime number. Clear? So this is how we find out the prime numbers. Let me take one more example. You can write these things. You need to pause the video and then you can write these things. Next example I am taking. 127 is prime or not. So a square root of 127 is what? 11 point something. So we need to divide it by the prime numbers till 11. Till 11s are 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. Right? Now check out. You need not to divide it by 2 anytime, because whenever question asks about if this is even, already you need not to do anything, because even number is not prime number except 2. Clear? So it is not divisible by 2 also. When we talk about 3, the divisibility rule of 3 is what? I'll tell you later. The divisibility rule of 3 is what? Sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. So sum of the digit what? 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 10. 10 is not divisible by 3. That means the complete number is also not divisible by 3. So this is not divisible by 3 also. 4, 5, 0 or 5, this is not following the criteria. Now we are left with 7 and 11. You need to divide it by 7. 7 1 is 7. 5 remaining. 57. 7 8 is 56. That means this is not divisible by 7 also. When we talk about 11, it is not divisible by 11 also. That means the 127 is a prime number. 127 is a prime number. So this is how we find out the number is prime or not. Right? If in place of 127 we write it 129. One more example I am taking. This is 129. So square root of 129 is 11 point something. Prime numbers till 11 is 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. So you need not to divide it by 2 anytime. For 3, the sum of the digits 9 plus 2, 11 plus 1, 12. 12 is divisible by 3. That means this is divisible by 3. So what we'll write? We'll write that 129 is divisible by 3. So this is not prime number. So 129 is not a prime number. Clear? Now we'll move to divisibility rules. and your copy, in one page you should divide that page in two parts, right? We are talking about DI, divisibility. Rules, right? First we are taking on base of 2. On base of 2 means what? Any number prepared with the power of 2. Like 2 raised to 1 is 2. 2 power 2 is what? 4. 2 power 3 is what? 8. 2 power 4 is what? 16. 2 power 5 is what? 32. Means divisibility rules of number which are made with the power of 2 only. Right? Very easy. Like 2 raised to 1 means what? 2. So we'll read out 2. Divisibility rule of 2. It is what? How many powers we have? Only 1. That means the last digit of the number is divisible by 2, then number is also divisible by 2. Right? When we talk about 2 raised to 2, that become what? 4. So now the divisibility rule of 4 become what? How many powers we have? 2 powers. When there was 1 power, we are using the last digit. When there is 2 power, then we should use what? Last 2 digits. So I'll write it down. Last 2 digits. Why these are 2 digits? Because of this power. Clear? Last 2 digits are divisible by 4, because this is what? Rule of 4. Because 2 digits make you what? 2 powers makes you what? 4. 5, 4. Then whole number is also divisible by 4. Right? Now, let me take example. Example for this one is what? 2, 5, 7, 9, 8. So unit digit is what? 8. 8 is divisible by 2. Divisible. So the complete number is also divisible by 2. Here we will take what? 7, 9, 8, 4, 8. So last 2 digits are what? 48. So we'll check out that 48 is by 4. So if 48 is divisible by 4, then the complete number is also divisible. If this is not divisible by 4, then the complete number is also not divisible by 4. So 48 by 4 is what? Divisible. So the complete number is also divisible by 4. Clear? So we have rules for 2 raised to 1, 2. 2 raised to 2 is what? 4. The next part is what? Rule of 8. 8 means what? 2 raised to 3 is what? 8. So how many powers we have this time? 3 powers. That means how many digits we will take? 3 digits. So I'll write it down. Last 3 digits are divisible by rule of 8. That means by 8. Then the complete number is also divisible by 8. For example, we are taking that 7, 9, 8, 2, 4, 8. Right? So the last 3 digits are 248. So what we will check, the 248 is divisible by 8 or not. if this 3 digits number made with these 3 digits is divisible by 8, that means the complete number is also divisible by 8. So the 240 is it what? Divisible. So the complete number is also divisible by 8. Clear? So on we can make the rules for 16, 32, because in 16 the power is what? 4. So we can use last 4 digits. So no need to write these rules, just make dot 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 dot. You can take it up to infinite. Now the rule of numbers which are made with the base of 5. I'm not giving you the rule of 3. I'll give that after this one, because 2 and 5 have the same property in terms of divisibility rules. So I'll take that numbers on the base of 5, same as 2. Like 5 raised to 1 means what? 5. That means last digit is divisible by 5. Then the complete number is also divisible by 5, or in other words we can say that the unit digit is 0 or 5. Then the number is divisible by 5. Now I am increasing the power. The 5 is to 2. 5 raised to 2 means what? 25. So rule of 25 become what? 1 power 1 digit, 2 powers 2 digits. So I'll say that last 2 digits of a number is divisible by last 2 digits of a number is divisible by 25. Then full number is also divisible by 25. Right? Same, 5 raised to 3 means what? 125. So we'll make the rule for 125 also 3 digits in this one. For example, I am taking 78975 is divisible by 25 or not. So last 2 digits are 75. So what we'll check that 75 is divisible by 25 or not? Obviously 3 times. So that means the answer is what? 78975 is divisible by 25. Right? Now you'll ask where we use the divisibility rules. There are questions made on this one. Not like this one, that this is divisible by 25 or not. Because anyone can divide this number easily, no matter if it will take 2 minutes, 3 minutes or 4 minutes. But questions are framed in some different way, which we'll discuss after completing the divisibility of the all numbers. Right? So next we'll talk about the divisibility rule of 3. We have done 2, 4, 8, 16 all that. We have done 5, 25 and 125 and all that. So next is what? 3.